Hi, I'm Rhett Repko, and these are the essential items that I use every day as a musical artist. Okay, so this is my guitar. This is my favorite guitar, and this is my main guitar. This is my acoustic Gibson J45. There's just something about that purity of an acoustic guitar and a vocal, and I feel like you can always dress it up in a big rock sound or with electronically with synths, but if you just strip it down, I feel like good songs will always sound good on an acoustic guitar. And this is the guitar I always record with on all my songs. So even if it's a rock song and it still has mostly electric guitars in it and distorted guitars, there's probably going to be an acoustic somewhere down underneath, like maybe it's just a little bit low in the mix, and I always play this guitar live too, so. Alright, so here it is. It took a while to get it. Like, I always had cheap guitars, so when I finally did get it, that's all I played, you know? You can see I have some scratch marks from playing the guitar so intense. Every time I show someone, I'm like, yeah, it has a couple marks. Like, producers I work with are like, no, that's cool, I like that about it, you know? That's character. So I'm like, oh, it's intentional. Yeah, it's vintage. And another thing is that when I was trying out different guitars to buy, I would sing with them in the room, and I was trying to pre-mix it to see what would sound good with my voice, and this one was the best because it just has a little bit of a dip right where my vocal is, so it sounds the best with me. So yeah, this is my main electric guitar. It's a Fender Mustang, and I really don't play it too much live just because to keep the transitions between songs short and simple, because I want to play as many songs as possible in a set list. But if I do play an electric guitar live, it's always this one. And if I ever play an electric guitar in the studio, it's always this one. A cool thing about this guitar is I like it because it's very light. It doesn't like get too heavy on my shoulders. And then another thing is that it has two different styled pickups here, which kind of change the way the guitar sounds. So a lot of times guitars will have just either only single coil pickups or they'll have humbuckers, but this one has both. So I can get both sounds out of this one guitar basically. So if I want like a really clean sound, I can use the single coils, and if I want a more distorted guitar, then I can use the humbuckers. I just wanted a guitar that was easy to play, and it's a little bit smaller than most guitars, the neck's a little smaller. So I like all kinds of guitars, and I like the sounds of all kinds of guitars. I like Les Pauls, I like Strats, but I just feel like the Fender is the right guitar for me, at least right now. I'll probably add more in the future, but this is the one. I also like the color. So this is my favorite microphone to use and to record into, and it's basically a custom microphone. It's one of a kind. I pretty much spent all my money like from 1 year just on this one microphone. So when I was younger, basically it's a Black Spade UM17R, and it's a large diaphragm condenser microphone, tube powered, and it has its own power supply and everything, so it doesn't just get power from like a regular board or preamp. You have to like plug it into the wall, and but it makes it a cleaner sound, and it's like the circuitry is modeled after one of my favorite microphones. It's called a Neumann U47, which is something that a lot of my favorite classic artists would record into, like the Beatles, Frank Sinatra, and even modern artists these days. But basically it's a newer, the circuitry is modeled after that microphone, and it's a newer version of that. So it just sounds very neutral and very natural. It's a very clean microphone, and I use this on literally everything. I always sing all my vocals into this unless I'm in a different studio, but if it's in my studio, I sing through this. All the harmonies go through this. I put this on my guitar cabinets. I'll even use this on like drum overheads or something. Like, yeah, this is just a good go-to microphone. I don't even think they make it anymore. They made it for like 2 years, and it's from like Switzerland or something. Okay, so these are my headphones I use, and I basically take these everywhere with me because I use these, first of all, for listening to music, and when I'm making music, I check my mixes on it. As much as I want a song and the mix to sound great on the main speakers in the studio, pretty much no one listens to it that way. They either listen to it on headphones these days, or on an iPhone, or they listen to it in their car. So a lot of times I'll listen to a mix and I'll be like, Well, the vocals sound better on the big speaker if I put them at this volume, but they'll sound better on headphones if I put them down a little bit. And if there's like an option where it's going to sound better on one versus the other, I always pick the headphones or the cheaper option because that's what most people are going to listen to. So these are very important. And then as well, always have these on an airplane for traveling. And then working out, I always use these to work out because they're wireless and they sound good, so an essential. So these are some of the essential items in my life. Please let me know if you think anything is missing and I need to add any new ones. Thanks again for hanging out.